Well, I'm going to try to make this short. As everybody knows, the abortion medication case is winding its way through the court system. The Fifth Circuit Court of Appeals, the three-judge panel there, had voted 2-1 to keep the original FDA approval of mifepristone, but however, because Judge Kacsmaryk out of Texas disregarded the statute of limitations there. So the statute of limitations has long since passed. But the court had decided to roll back all the amendments, you might say, changes to that approval, which made it easier to get this medication. So that's what they were doing. And then that was being appealed, and then Sam Alito, he temporarily extends the access the way that it's been up until all this crap. While the Supreme Court considers it, it's really not their purview. And we're going to see if they're going to continue their hackery when they yacked about states' rights and all this shit, and whether they're going to just say, well, we're going to ban it because we can. But my understanding is the pharmaceuticals are losing their shit over this. They're madder than hell. And whether they're corrupt enough to defy science and everything in order to appease the anti-abortion wackos, I don't know. But anyway, old Alito, he said that the order is stayed until 11:59 p.m. Eastern Time on Wednesday. That's next Wednesday. And he also asked plaintiffs to respond on or before noon Eastern Time Tuesday. And yeah, I mean, they could just throw out the FDA. I mean, they're so fucking corrupt. Who knows? But it's administrative law, and it has nothing to do with the courts. Should have nothing to do with it. The time to have complained about this drug was back in 2000. Not wait all these years later and decide, well, we want to get rid of it. Well, they want to shame women, see. They can't do it. They can't do it if women are having medication abortions in the privacy of their own homes. They can't shame them for being sluts and Jezebels and all this other horse shit that they do. Because after all, you know, you're supposed to save yourself for a man. And, you know, and this traditional family crap, which, you know, patriarchal family crap. But a lot of people believe that crap. You know, it's totally, you know, it's all belief in the double standard. It's, you know, which women have tried to get rid of for so many years. To get rid of that double standard. And these assholes want to bring it back because it buttresses the traditional patriarchal family. So anyway, there was that. And then today, the Washington Post came up with this little doozy. Old Matthew Kacsmaryk did not disclose an article he wrote for a law review, and he was required to do it. And because the Senate Judiciary Committee rules require that anybody who's nominated for a federal judgeship has to disclose everything they've written. And he didn't disclose it, and now he is in hot water. But the problem is they aren't going to do everything so rigged in favor of the Republicans. Nothing's going to happen to him. He ought to be forced to resign his damn post. He should have. See, he would have been required to recuse himself because of this article on anything to do with abortion. And he tried something underhanded, as this article notes. But basically, he perjured himself to the U.S. Senate, and he should be made to resign. But nothing's going to happen to him. Anyway, he said, oh yeah, he was talking about, well, we don't care about cross-dressers. But those women seeking abortions, he was criticizing the Obama administration in this article. The Obama administration, the draft article argued, had discounted religious physicians who cannot use their scalpels to make female what God created male. Okay, well, that's true. And cannot use their pens to describe or dispense abortifacient drugs designed to kill unborn children, which there's no such thing as an unborn child. But a few months after the piece arrived, an editor at the Law Journal who had been working with Kacsmaryk received an unusual email. Citing reasons I may discuss at a later date, Kacsmaryk, who had originally been listed as the article's sole author, said he would be removing his name and replacing it with those of two colleagues at his legal group, First Liberty Institute, according to emails and early drafts obtained by the Washington Post. What Kacsmaryk did not say in the email was that he was already interviewed for a judgeship by his state's two senators and was awaiting an interview at the White House. As part of that process, he was required to list all of his published work on a questionnaire submitted to the Senate Judiciary Committee, including books, articles, reports, letters to the editor, editorial pieces, or other published material that you've written or edited. The article titled "The Jurisprudence of the Body" was published in September 2017 by the Texas Review of Law and Politics, a right-leaning journal that Kacsmaryk had led as a law student at the University of Texas. But Kacsmaryk's role in the article was not disclosed, nor did he list the article on the paperwork he submitted to the Senate in advance of confirmation hearings, in which Kacsmaryk's past statements on the alphabet soup issues became a point of contention. Now, 6 years later, Kacsmaryk sits as a judge in Amarillo, Texas. His strong ideological views have grabbed the country's attention after his ruling last week that sought to block government approval of a key drug used in more than half of all abortions in the country, an opinion that evoked anti-abortion movement rhetoric in which some medical experts have said relied on debunked claims that exaggerate potential harms of the drug. Yeah, he's a hack. He's a damned hack. And of course he didn't respond. But nothing's going to happen to him. Yeah, what a load of shit. Sure, he was a placeholder. He wrote the damned article and he got caught. We know that. And it goes into a lot more detail. But he's not going to resign. He should. A judicial somebody says here, Mike Davis. A judicial nominee is not required to disclose draft legal writings under the Senate Committee's rules of practice. It looks like Kacsmaryk didn't want to have any political controversy, Davis added. It's still within the rules. Sure it was. Sure it was. And then they got all kinds of emails. Oh, God. But anyway, nothing's going to happen to him. So we're going to see what in the hell these hacks on the U.S. Supreme Court are going to do regarding mifepristone and women's reproductive rights. Stay tuned.